Welcome to the 2013 Nissan Leaf all-electric vehicle. This vehicle is based on a 24 kilowatt-hour lithium-ion battery pack for the propulsion system. No other liquid fuels, gases, or any other fuels are in this vehicle. There's no gas generator. So we're based solely dependent upon the electric charge of the lithium-ion battery pack. The design that Nissan provided by the instrument cluster, as you can see here on the far right corner, similar to your internal combustion engine vehicles, your ICE cars that we've been driving for years, shows a capacity level for the battery pack. So right now, after a full charge last night, we have 90 miles and all bars of capacity, as you can see here in the right corner of the cluster here. And then we also have some other information we can cycle through as far as the 100% charge, energy economy. We've got a 100% battery icon that will reduce, as most all of us are familiar with our mobile electronics and laptops. Similar type of icon going down is being utilized. So we have some information here. It's okay, but us in the Leaf community like to refer to this 90 miles of range. That's how much range the car has calculated. It's important to understand this number, as range becomes a pretty important topic of interest when you're driving this vehicle, because you want to make sure you make it to your destination or your next point of charging without running out. You don't want to be stranded and left on the road, so you want to understand how to interpolate this information properly. And so we kind of refer to this as the GOM, the guessometer, because that's what it is. It's an educated guessometer. It takes into account several different things in the way that the person is operating the vehicle to come up with that. Things you might not have thought about in a traditional car. You jump in it, you got about 250 to 300 miles of range on a full tank of gas in your ICER car, and you just throw on the heat, throw on the radio, throw all caution to the wind, and you pedal to the metal, and away you go. When you get down to a quarter tank of gas or so, you start looking in your wallet to see how many bills you have left to go pay over to the gas station to get your car filled back up. Well, in this, we're a little more presence of mind on where we're going. It just takes a little bit of pre-planning sometimes, but for the most part, on a daily commute, I'm not stressed out over if I'm going to make it there or not. I generally know how many miles. My commute to work and back home is just under 50 miles. With a full charge in the morning, I'm well within that range. I have no issues or problems. I'm not freaking out thinking if I'm going to make it home or not. It's just a little change in thinking. But back to the point of the guessometer, what exactly are the things that would change this number? It's pretty apparent when you drive the car. If you turn on the blower for the heater, since that is taking some high voltage away, if you run that at full bore, it will reduce a mile or two on your meter. This vehicle has been designed with a lot of features for economy as far as the battery capacity is concerned. So on the shifter here, we can put it into a normal drive, as indicated by the D on the panel there. And that's a normal driving situation. And if we pull it into another mode, which is brake mode, that's basically the regenerative mode. So whenever you take your foot off the accelerator, it changes that electric motor that drives the vehicle into a generator, therefore putting energy back into the main battery. Now, this is a percentage savings, and over a period of time, you can actually gain miles when going down steep inclines, steep grades, going down hills. When you want to take your foot off the pedal, off the accelerator pedal, you'll start seeing these little bubbles here. This is idle. If you put your foot on the accelerator, it shows energy being consumed and how much by these bubbles. But when it goes into regen mode, which is generating a charge back into the battery, it goes down here. So there's good graphical display of that. It's really handy and it's nice to see. We've also got another form of energy savings, which is the Eco button here. So if I press the Eco button next to the B, we'll see an ECO for economy. And essentially what the economy button does is it reduces the amount of tractive effort, the amount of power that you get when pushing on the accelerated pedal. So this bubble here may only go up to 3 to 4 when you really step on it in eco mode, therefore limiting how much torque and power, how much you're spending on battery consumption on that portion of the drive. It's not the sportiest way to drive this vehicle, granted. So if you take eco mode off and you step on it, it may jump and spike all the way up into this range and back. So you can get off of a dead stop at a very quick acceleration rate. Now, if you drive around town a lot in eco mode, you're going to expend more power out of the battery pack, and therefore you're going to pay for that sports mode per se. Personally, I treat the eco button kind of as a turbo button. Generally on freeway trips, on the freeway or highways, I'll run it in eco mode because I'm going pretty much a consistent speed. Sometimes you got to slow down for stop and go traffic, of course. But in town, I may choose to take it off eco mode, and I can have a little more of a performance in my ride, getting off of the dead stops. And if I need to pass a vehicle, or if there's a lot of congestion in traffic, all these things that we just spoke about will change the amount of miles that this vehicle will show. And I'm going to try something. We just pushed the button for onto the heater, and it just dropped to 86 miles. Now if I turn it off, it calculates that we still have 90 miles of available distance to drive off of this battery pack. Now I will say that Nissan did a fairly good job at providing the necessary information to operate this vehicle on a daily basis without a problem. You shouldn't have any troubles, so if you're considering a Nissan Leaf, or if you currently have just gotten one, don't think that you have to run out and grab all these additional items just to be able to operate the vehicle. That's not what is being said here. What is being said is if you want to take it to the next level and you want to understand fully what's going on with the health of your main battery pack, the state of charge, and the amount of charge that's left on it, so you can calculate in your own mind how much range you will have, then you can take it to this next level by gathering a couple of these simple items that I'm about to show you, and how to configure them simply and easily to be able to see a better picture of what's really going on with the battery pack. So here's the two hardware devices you'll need to be able to run the LeafSpy Pro application to see the full details of your Leaf's main battery. So here we go. Basically, this is a ELM 327 OBDII Bluetooth adapter. 15 to 25 bucks all day long on Amazon. Basically just has one little circuit board in there, and it plugs right in to the OBDII port underneath your steering column. Plug that in there. It will then talk to your Leaf's computer system, and it will send the communication through Bluetooth over to an Android phone with the LeafSpy app on it. Admittedly, I am a Apple fanboy and did not have an Android phone until recently. The application will not work on the iPhone at this current time, and possibly not in the near future either. So looks like if you already have an Android phone, then you're okay. Or just do what I did, $40 prepaid Android phone, picked up from Kmart, no shipping cost involved. Did not activate the phone because all we're using basically is Wi-Fi to get the app onto it, and the Bluetooth for the connection when in use. I'll just fire this up real quickly here. I'm not going to go into great detail with the LeafSpy application, but I'll show you a couple quick screens here. You do use the Play Store right there, the Play Store, to download the app into the phone. There is a free version for testing and limited features. I would recommend that if it does work and it's something you want to get into, pay the $15 for the full version of the LeafSpy application. Help support Jim Pollock and his efforts so he can continue to do upgrades and improvements to the software. Real quickly here, this may be a little bit out of focus, but just real quickly here, just a couple of screens. You got a good screen here that tells you a bunch of information about your battery, temperatures, different voltage ratings and warnings, miles until low battery warning, those types of things. Another screen here Like I said, I'm not going to get into too much detail about this. You can look for more information online about LeafSpy Pro or the LeafSpy application, or look into the Nissan Leaf forums. There will be discussions about this, of course. And right here it shows like all the different cells in your Nissan Leaf battery pack and where they're at. So definitely well worth the effort. And for under 80 bucks, you can have all this. It has been noted that you could take this OBDII adapter and leave it plugged in underneath your dash, if you're, and then just utilize the mobile as necessary to be able to see that while you're operating the vehicle. This guy here, low current drain on your 12-volt accessory battery. It's not going to kill your battery overnight or nothing. If you're going to go away on holiday for a couple days or a week or something, definitely pull this out so you don't come back with a drained battery. But it's really low current, so you got nothing to worry about as far as that's concerned. And like I say, get yourself what we refer to as a burner phone. My opinion, a piece of crap Android phone, just so I can run the application. But it actually is kind of nice to have that in the vehicle as a separate device, kind of a standalone. It's just kind of like another gauge in your car to be able to see how things are operating and still use your main phone for any purpose that you desire, rather than having it tied up for a specific purpose like this in the car. So for 40 bucks, it's really a very reasonable consideration. Hope you enjoyed all this information, and look forward to feedbacks and comments on the forums. And well, happy leafing to all. Happy 2014.